Good afternoon and welcome to the March Hogs and Pigs briefing. My name is Joe Parsons. I serve as chair of the Agricultural Statistics Board here at NAS. This briefing is for the Secretary and other policymakers here at USDA to better understand the content and context of today's report. We're pleased to have Dr. Seth Meyer, USDA's Chief Economist, as our Secretary Designate today. We also welcome Dr. Cindy Nickerson, Deputy Chief Economist. Drs. Meyer and Nickerson, I'd like to share that Doug Bounds of our Kansas office and Jack Heigl of our Lansing, Michigan office provided valuable assistance in assembling this report. I also want to warmly welcome our live streaming audience to this very first public live stream of an Ag Statistics Board briefing. We've been looking forward to providing these briefings more broadly and are very excited to have you join us today. I do have a few notes for our live streaming audience. The Hogs and Pigs report is a principal federal economic indicator report. The Office of Management and Budget provides specific guidance on how these important reports are to be released. WAOB statistical policy instructs policymaking officials not to refrain from making public comment within 1 hour of the release of these reports. Federal statistical agencies are guided to provide for a wide distribution of information in a variety of formats and be open about processes and procedures. In order to share this briefing widely while meeting OMB guidance, we will pause the live stream as needed when answering questions from policymakers. You'll see a notice that we're indicating that we are addressing a question in the room. We will not be taking questions during this briefing from the public. However, NAS staff are available for email or phone questions, and NAS will host a social media event 1 hour after the release of these data. We strive to have everything presented at this briefing match the official record. However, should there be any discrepancy between what is presented at this briefing and the published estimates, always refer to the official published estimates. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Travis Averill, Chief of the NAS Livestock Branch. Travis.
Thank you, Joe. First, I'd like to provide an overview of the March 2022 quarterly hogs and pig survey. As you can see on the map are the number of samples for the 28 quarterly states. A total of 4,654 operations were surveyed this quarter. Data collection started on February 28th and finished on the 16th of February. Normal collection methods were used to gather data this quarter, that being mail, internet, and telephone. Note there were no face-to-face interviews conducted this quarter. The primary data items collected were total inventory by class and weight groups, along with sows, farrowing, pig crop, and pigs per litter. Revisions for U.S. hogs and pigs during this quarter. All inventory pig crop estimates were reviewed from March to December 2021 using final pig crop, official slaughter, death loss, and updated import and export data. This table provides an overview of the revisions for the previous 2 quarters. As the table has the initial estimate, current revision, net estimate, net revision, and current estimates. For September 1, 2021, all hogs and pigs initial estimate was at 75.4 million. This quarter revision was an increase of 250,000 head, where the net revision is down 485,000 head, as current estimate is at 74.9 million, a decrease of 0.6%. The June to August 2021 pig crop initial estimate was at 33.9 million. This quarter, the revision was an increase of 44,000, and current estimate is still at 33.9 million compared to the initial estimate. However, there's a net increase of 0.1%. The December 1st all hogs and pigs initial estimate was 74.2 million. This quarter revision was a decrease of 55,000 head, and current estimate is at 74.1 million. This is a net decrease of 0.1%. For March 1st, all hogs and pigs is at 72.2 million head, down 2.3% from previous year. The breeding hogs is at 6,098,000 head, a decrease of 1.9% from last year. Market hogs is at 66.1 million, down 2.4% from last year. The top 5 states are listed in the left-hand corner. Iowa leads the way at 23 million head, followed by Minnesota, North Carolina, Illinois, and Indiana. As you can see, 4 out of the 5 are red. Those are decreasing from previous year, and Illinois is unchanged at 5.2 million. To the bottom right-hand corner is a chart of the U.S. quarterly hogs and pigs inventory from 2013 to current. The March quarterly inventory values are illustrated with the orange squares, whereas the previous quarter for December is the green diamond. Here is a map of the United States from March 1st, 2022 with comparisons to 2021. The top number is the inventory as a unit of 1,000 head, whereas the bottom number is the percent change from previous year. Based on the 16 published states, 3 states are increasing from 2021, and those are illustrated in blue. As you can see, South Dakota has a pound sign after the 2000, as that is a record high for South Dakota for the quarter of March at 2 million head. 11 states are decreasing from 2021, and those are in red. The darker the red, that's the larger the decrease is from previous year. 2 states are unchanged from last year, and those are in gray. As you can see, notice Pennsylvania is in gray. However, it does have a pound sign after the inventory number, as last year was a record high. We're a record high again for this quarter for Pennsylvania. As I stated on a previous slide, market hogs is at 66.1 million head. So let's look at the inventory by weight groups. Less than 50 pounds are at 20 million head, down 1% from 2021. 50 to 119 pounds are at 18.8 million head, a decrease of 2% from previous year. 120 to 179 pound weight group is at 14.8 million, down 3.5% from 2021. The last group is the 180 pounds or more. They're at 12.5 million head, a decrease of 3.8% from 2021. Below the table is the quarterly distributions of the weight groups from March 2019 to current. And each weight group is illustrated by a certain color. Light blue are for the less than 50 pounds, and orange illustrates for the 50 to 119 pound weight group, and in gray for the 120 to 179 weight group, and 180 and over is illustrated in yellow. Sow's farrow for December 2021 to February 2022 is at 2,901,000 head, down 28,000 head from previous year. Note in the December hogs and pigs report, second intentions was at 2,943,000 head, whereas in the September report, the NAS had first intentions at 2,962,000 head. The second intentions for Sow's farrow from March to May of 2022 is at 2,988,000 head, down 1.5% from prior year's actual farrowings. In the December hogs and pigs report, first intentions for March to May was at 3,010,000 head. First intentions for Sow's farrow for June to August 2022 is at 3,031,000 head, down 19,000 from prior year. At the bottom is the U.S. quarterly Sow's farrow chart since 2013. The green square represents the December to February Sow's farrow. The orange diamond is the second intentions for March to May of 2022, whereas the purple triangle is the first intentions for June to August of 2022. U.S. pig crop December 2021 to February 2022 is at 31,750,000 head, a decrease of 1% from previous year. Pigs per litter is at 10.95, up 0.1% from last year's rate of 10.94, whereas down from the previous quarter's rate of 11.19. The chart of the U.S. quarterly pigs per litter from 2013 to current. The December to February pigs per litter rate are illustrated with the blue squares. The previous quarter is the orange diamond. Trade expectations compared to NAS estimates as a percent of previous year. The trade ranges are gray, the trade averages are the black circle, and the NAS estimates are illustrated in the red square. Of the items on this chart, all hogs and pigs and market hogs are within trade expectations. Whereas trade expectations are higher for breed and herd, the pig crop for December to February, second intentions for March to May, and the first intentions for sows farrowing for June to August. All hogs and pigs chart of ASB first estimates versus final estimates for the last 10 years. ASB first and final estimates are the blue and red line respectively. The trade ranges are illustrated in light gray. Note from the chart here, 7 of the last 12 quarters, the ASB final estimate has been within trade expectations. Here's a table of the U.S. breeding herd for the last 10 years and provides the disposition and utilization. The previous quarter breeding herd was at 6,125,000 head. During the current quarter, hog producers slaughtered 784,000, where at the same time added back 757,000 to the breeding herd. The current quarter breeding herd is at 6,098,000 head, which is down 117,000 head from last year. Sow utilization is calculated from the current quarter sows farrowed of 2,901,000 head divided by the previous quarter's breeding herd and equates to 47.4%. Next, the Canadian imports per quarter for feeder pigs and slaughter hogs. The Canadian feeder pigs and slaughter hogs imported for the first quarter of 2022 accounted for 1.6 million head, compared to 1.5 million in 2021, an increase of 1.9% from previous year. As you can see, the respective quarters, the values are associated with the quarter above each bar chart in the chart here today. Feeder pigs as a percentage of the imports are light blue. Of the imports from Canada, 80% are feeder pigs, or 1.2 million, an increase of 2.9% from last year's total, where slaughter hogs as a percentage of the imports are illustrated by the dark blue. Slaughter hogs accounted for 20% of the Canadian imports, or 319,000 head, compared to last year's total of 325,000. U.S. prices received by farmers for hogs and corn. The chart provides the prices for the last 10 years. The hog prices are blue, the corn prices are in red. The most current prices are for January. The February prices will be released tomorrow in the agricultural prices report. To the right of the chart are the hogs and corn prices along with the ratios for the last 6 months. As you can see, all 6 months are below the break-even threshold of 15. As you can see, the range is from 10.33 to 13.05. Highlight some upcoming NAS reports. March 31st, agricultural prices, grain stocks, and rice stocks, along with prospective plantings. April 1st will be the CARE report for cotton systems, fats and oils, and grain crushings, along with dairy products. 8th of April will be crop production. April 21st, the annual livestock slaughter report. Cattle and feed on April 22nd. And then on April 28th, the annual meat animals production disposition and income report. Today at 4 p.m., as Joe stated earlier, I'll be hosting Stat Chat to answer any questions or concerns regarding the March Hogs and Pigs release. Just a reminder that the Spring 2022 Data Users Meeting will be held April 19th in Chicago. I encourage anyone or those interested to go ahead and register for this event. It is free and open to the public. All reports are available at the NAS official website. I appreciate everyone attending today's live streaming of March 2022 Hogs and Pigs briefing. That concludes the session, and I hope everyone enjoys your day.